Paul Theron now joins me for Vest Act. In 1987, not only was I 5 years old, but
Man, 5 years old.
the Dow Jones had the Black Monday anniversary. Monday anniversary, where we saw 500-point decline on the Dow.
In those days, 500 points on the Dow was a big deal because that was like 23% fall in the market. We were watching on YouTube this morning like a 10-minute clip, which was the main TV news of the night, trying to explain what was going on there. It was quite amusing. I mean, the story, though, gets better with the telling of time because, you know, it was early days in terms of computer-based trading, what they used to call portfolio insurance.
Didn't they blame it on technology? Part of the reason that we saw such a massive decline was because of the technological advances.
Because there were guys that were writing cutting-edge computer programs in those days with, cards that you fed into the mainframe that said, if the stock goes down by $1, then we must sell them at once because there's obviously something wrong with the company. So what happened is they thought, let's get this tried out. We'll put it into the market, see if it can handle real market, real circuit. Of course, what happened if there were no circuit breakers? So as the market traded, what they used to call the ticker tape in those days, the feed with the prices on was like running 2 hours behind. And the computers were feeding in new sell orders. And when they finally called it quits at the end of the day, they were down 23%. Up 10% the next day, but
isn't it just because of an increase of liquidity in a sense?
Well, thank goodness the computers are better nowadays, so we don't have that kind of thing. Although, as you know, we still have the occasional flash crash, which gets everybody in a bad mood.
Well, speaking of crashes and flashes, seems like my square in Athens. I'm devastated. I'm watching what's happening to my country, and I'm just, it's terrible. Petrol bombs.
It hurts.
Didn't think that Greek people could be so aggressive.
And now I understand breaking news, something about bombs going off on the Turkish-Kurdistan border. So, not looking so hot. Although there is good news out of Europe this afternoon. Also breaking news. Apparently, President Sarkozy of France and his very attractive wife, Carla Bruni, have finally had their baby. So, it's possible. There are good things, good news stories that can come out of Europe.
So what of the rumor of the expansion of the EFSF fund to 2 trillion euros?
No, I mean, I'm a bit tired of that story. I'm going to wait until December to see if they, get that one together.
Okay, so fantastic retail sales numbers in South Africa. Did you do a little jig, happy jig today?
Yes, I'm always happy. Some people, though, you just can't make them happy. I saw Gerard Lampen, one of our friends here who comes from Sanlam iTrade, saying, oh dear, retail sales strong, there goes our chances of a rate cut at the, MPC meeting. I'm like, dude, get happy. Santa Claus, he's going to be thrilled. Stop looking at the bright side.
Father Christmas, almost there. And Apple really disappointing today.
Well, disappointing late last night.
I think the numbers are not as good as what we saw since 2004, if I'm not mistaken. So
look, the key issue was that what they're saying is that people were waiting to see if the iPhone 5 would be announced. So they were stalling their purchases of the iPhone 4s, and that's now shown up in the numbers. But people are saying, a la Mr. Santa, they're going to have a fabulous last quarter. They traded down in the aftermarket. They were at like $425, all-time highs, most valuable company in the world. Closed in the late extended hours trading at below $400, but there are a couple of guys that chat to each other via blogs and Twitter that have got a wager going to see whether it can't close in the green at the end of trade today, and it's already busy making its way back up to around 405, 410. Markets are pretty crazy, but people could well decide that this is a good little buying opportunity.
Paul, I know you've got the iPhone. Would you be buying the iPhone 4S when it comes to South Africa?
Well, there are a couple of upgrades. The one that everybody's talking about is this personal assistant Siri that you can walk around with your phone and talk to it, and it sends SMSs to your wife and stuff. I don't know, maybe in Manhattan, it's cool. You could walk around on the street talking to your phone. Here in Johannesburg, I don't think that's going to work. So I'm happy with the iPhone 4. I think I'm going to stay with that then, with the iOS 5 upgrade operating systems looking good.